It was well planned.
Damn this cold.
The murderer had dreamed of killing him so many times.
Meeting in the kitchen at this hour.
Waiting. Seeking justice.
Are you here? Monk? Where are you? Make yourself known. I warn you, don't waste my time.
It was done. And I, Matthew Shardlake, would go to the dark heart of it. Summoned to Westminster, I averted my eyes at London Bridge Arch, where the heads of executed traitors stood on long poles, the gulls circling and pecking. I passed rain-bedraggled bands of ex-monks, watching carriers unload wagons of confiscated relics. And I saw a crowd pressed round a hook-beaked bird of red and gold, which cried out, "Death to the Pope! Death to the Bishop of Rome!" At the palace, I was ushered through a hall full of hushed clerks, hard at work in the web of my master. At the far end was a large door, where I was bid enter. There, in the candlelit gloom of his office, stood the Vicar-General himself, Lord Cromwell.
Close the door, Matthew. Come over here. Look at this. A child's skull in a gold casket.
Barbara Sanctissima, my lord.
The skull of St. Barbara. It's from the Cluniac Priory of Leeds. A most holy relic. And here, a skull from a nunnery in Lancashire. Also St. Barbara. They may have two-headed dragons in the Indies, but here we have two-headed saints.
I wonder who they were.
That's my Matthew. Always after an answer. I don't know who they were, but the caskets will be melted down like all the others, and the skulls will go to the dunghill. Men should not worship bones.
Now come, sit down. We have business.
I am worried about you, Matthew.
A stab of fear glanced through me, and I felt my heart pound. I had tried to keep my doubts to myself. Surely I had told nobody.
Some say you are soft, lacking in fire and godly zeal, perhaps even in loyalty.
My lord, I am as against papacy as I have always been.
Good. I have a task for you, one suited to your lawyer's talents. The future of reform may depend on it. This deceit, monasticism, this idolatry, greed, and secret loyalty to the Bishop of Rome. 200 monasteries owning a sixth of the country's wealth. It is a canker, Matthew, in the heart of the realm, and I will have it ripped out.
You have made a good start.
I have barely scratched the surface, but I have to proceed carefully. The king fears rebellion and won't have any more forced surrenders. So what I need, Matthew, are voluntary surrenders of the monasteries.
But why would they do that?
Because I can bring particular pressure to bear. I have persuaded the king to let me pick a dozen houses, and in the last 2 weeks I have sent out chosen men to offer the abbots the alternatives of voluntary surrender, with pensions for all and fat ones for the abbots, or prosecution. Have you heard of Scarnsea?
No, my lord.
It is a Benedictine house in an old silted-up channel port on the Kent-Sussex border. There's a history of vice at Scarnsea, and the local justice of the peace, who is one of us, says the abbot is selling off land cheap. I sent Robin Singleton there last week to see what he could stir up.
A forceful man, Singleton. I've been against him in the courts.
It was his force I wanted. I gave him a canon lawyer, too, for assistance. An old Cambridge reformer, Lawrence Goodhaps. But this arrived from Goodhaps yesterday morning.
I write in haste, my lord, and send this letter by a boy of the town, as I dare trust none in this place. My master Singleton is foully murdered in the heart of the monastery in a most terrible manner. He was found in the kitchen in a lake of blood, his head cut clean off. Some great enemy of your lordship must have done this, but all here deny it. Please send help, my lord, and tell me what I should do.
The king's authority struck down, Matthew. If this got out, think of the notions it would give to the fanatics and lunatics in every religious house in the land.
Does the king know, my lord?
He does not. If I tell him, he would send in soldiers and hang the abbot from the steeple. And that would be the end of my strategy. I need this resolved quickly and secretly. I want you down there at once.
But, my lord, I'm not an experienced commissioner.
I grant you full powers under my authority as Vicar General to give any order, obtain any access.
I have never had official dealings with monks.
You were educated by them, Matthew. You know their ways. And this needs delicate handling. As well as the land sales, there has been a nest of sodomites there. Under the new act, that is punishable by death. Take Mark Poor. Go now, and tell no one.
Mark has no great religious zeal.
He has a sharp brain, and it will be good to have a pair of strong arms at your side.
But he will not understand what is at stake.
He does not need to, as long as he is loyal and does what you tell him. After the scandal, it may help him work his passage back to employment in the courts. Find the murderer quickly, Matthew. But above all, quietly.
He put his arm around my shoulder, a recognized sign of favour. But as he did, my eye fell again on the two grinning skulls, and I suppressed a shiver. We left London at daybreak on All Souls' Day. Mark Poor with his sword strapped to his side.
By God's son, it's cold, sir.
You've been in soft offices too long. Your blood needs thickening.
Looks like snow.
In the afternoon we crested the North Downs and saw before us the ancient forest of the Weald. Dusk was falling when we found a poor hamlet beyond the forest. In a smoke-filled inn we were served a greasy supper and were watched as we ate by 3 ruffians in the far corner. It was no doubt my hunchback that bothered them. We walked past them on our way upstairs.
It's a curse, I tell you.
I heard that, Abbey Lubber.
Mark, no!
Oh, you get bad luck.
You would! Come, we will go.
Oh, because a hunchback brushed by you, you'll get bad luck in the shape of his fist.
Trouble here?
Oh, it's no trouble, Master. It's just a lesson in manners. God's bones. You will learn well.
Oh, get off me!
Mark, step back!
When he said sorry.
I order you, step back! Ow!
But, sir...
Go up to our room! We want no discord here. Now, you listen to me. You will do as I tell you. Lord Cromwell said that if you acquit yourself here, you may be allowed back to your clerk's post, the one he found you, at my request.
I know, sir.
If the king had found out what you did with that foolish girl, he'd have you whipped and scarred for life. You are a commoner, like me, and we keep our place.
But surely we should not have to suffer the insults of these hinds downstairs, Master.
We are in hostile country and must be quiet. They are still papists. And no doubt they believe that hunchbacks bring bad luck.
But, sir...
It's what most people think. I've seen men cross themselves at my approach for all my fine clothes. Now, go to sleep. We have another day's ride ahead of us tomorrow before Scarnsea.
I had made light of it as ever, but the looks the villagers gave my hump, and the Abbey lubber's remark set a familiar stab of pain through me. It was better to ignore it, to get on with such life as God allowed. When you are 15, that is impossible. When you are 15, your life can be defined. I was a pupil at the cathedral school in Lichfield. I was filled with godly fervour. I felt called. I went to see Brother Andrew, who taught Greek and Latin poorly, but who drank expertly.
You can never be a priest. You realise that?
I asked him why not.
You know from the book of Genesis that God made us in his own image, do you not? To serve his church you must conform to that image. Anyone with a visible affliction, even a withered limb, let alone a great crooked humpback like yours, can never be a priest. How could you show yourself as an intercessor between ordinary sinful humanity and the majesty of God, when your form is so much less than theirs?
I ran from the room and fled to the cathedral. If the church would not have me, I had nowhere to go. I was alone. And then Christ spoke to me. I heard a voice inside my head. "You are not alone," it said. And suddenly I felt great warmth, a sense of love and peace infused my being. I had never heard that voice before, and I have never heard it again. But perhaps once in a lifetime is all we are given. Many are not given that.
Good horse. Not long.
We'd left at first light, in the hard frost, and ridden on white roads through white trees into the morning and early afternoon.
Look, sir.
The pathway had led us to the top of a hillside. Now below us the sea, and to our right a tidal river cut through the low hills, reaching the sea through a great swathe of marshland. Bordering the marsh was a small town, and a mile off stood a great complex of buildings in ancient yellow stone, dominated by a great Norman church almost as large as a cathedral, and surrounded by a high enclosing wall. The monastery of Scarnsea.
It's the edge of the world. The Lord has brought us safe through our tribulations.
I think we have more of those ahead. Come on. Go on.
Open up! The King's Commissioner! Get me the abbot!
The gatekeeper led us in, and we waited in the courtyard. Ahead stood the great monastery church, with twin towers 100 feet high. It gave the impression of squat power rooted to the earth. Tradesmen and servants bustled to and fro, talking business with monks in shaved heads and black habits of the Benedictines. Habits of fine wool, I noticed, with good leather shoes underneath. Big lurcher dogs roamed everywhere.
I am the prior, sir. May I help you?
It's the abbot I want.
He's out just now, I fear. I am his second in command, Brother Mortimus of Kelso.
I'm Master Matthew Shardlake, Lord Cromwell's commissioner. And this is my assistant, Mark Poor.
I welcome you to St. Donatus Monastery, sirs. I pray ye may cast light on these terrible events that have befallen us. Well, play the horses! Stable them!
A thin, frail-looking boy led the animals away, but he slipped in a mess of dog turds and went over backwards, landing with a crash.
God's wounds, whelpling!
As the boy struggled to his feet, Prior Mortimus pushed him over to land in the dog's mess again.
These are the King's Commissioner's horses!
I'm sorry, Master Prior.
You are not all!
Prior, the horses will panic with all this noise. Please, you get up, lad. Don't distress yourself. Accidents happen to everyone. Here, take the reins. Now, sir, if you would lead the way.
With respect, sir, I am responsible for the discipline in this house. The King has ordered many changes in our life here, and our younger brothers especially need to be taught obedience.
You should discipline those dogs. Keep them out of the yard.
You're right, sir. But the abbot likes the dogs kept fit for when he goes hunting. Come, sir, I'll take you to your quarters.
No. I want to see Commissioner Singleton's assistant, Goodhaps.
As you wish, sir.
We were passing the far wall of the church close by the abbot's house when a white-robed figure stepped suddenly from behind a buttress into our path. It was a Carthusian monk, a stringy man of about 60. He dragged his right leg and needed a crutch to move.
You are Lord Cromwell's man?
I am, sir.
Brother Jerome, go back to your prayers.
Let him be.
Know this, Crookback. Those who draw the sword shall die by the sword.
Matthew 26, verse 52. Is that a confession?
It is no confession, Crookback. It is God's word, and it is true.
Please ignore him, he is unhinged.
What did he mean?
Jesu knows. Dr. Goodhaps is in the room up there. He's locked himself in. I'll lead you up.
Oh, point me to it. And we will talk to him ourselves. Dr. Goodhaps?
Who is it?
Commissioner Matthew Shardlake. I come from Lord Cromwell. Open up.
Thank God you are here. Come in.
You are safe now, Dr. Goodhaps.
Can this boy protect us?
I can, sir. I wield this sword well.
Tell me what happened from the start.
Singleton blustered into this pestiferous place, saying St. Donatus was a decayed and sinful house, and that Lord Cromwell advised they take the pensions he offered and surrender. Abbot Fabian wasn't interested. He loves his life here, playing the country squire. He knew there'd be no more forced closures, not after the Northern Rebellion. Singleton told me to find something in my legal books to threaten the abbot with. I told him he was wasting his time.
What about theft? A capital offence.
For once, Lord Cromwell has the wrong notion. Reports of land sales at undervalue don't hold water. There's no evidence of anything improper in the accounts.
And sodomy?
In the courtyard, I saw a brother look closely at me.
The last prior encouraged these vile practices, but he was removed with a couple of the worst offenders, and the Scots brute Mortimus brought in.
How did Commissioner Singleton die?
I was woken about 5 in the morning. There was a terrible commotion outside. The abbot and a dozen monks. The abbot said the commissioner was dead, and I must come at once. I went down with them. They opened the door to the kitchen. Dear God, there was this smell of a butcher's shop. I stood in something. It was sticky, and the prior pulled me to one side. Then I saw Robin Singleton lying in the middle of it on his stomach, his robe all smeared. He had no head. I thought the monks had killed him. An execution, and I was next. Brother Jerome, the Carthusian, called out, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." The abbot snapped, "Be quiet," and came to me. "You must tell us what to do," he said. And I realized they were all as frightened as I.
Go on, Dr. Goodhaps.
The abbot said the gatekeeper had met Singleton on his rounds not an hour before. Singleton said he was on his way to meet one of the monks. He did not say who.
Tell me who found the body.
The infirmarian, the dark monk, Brother Guy. But there's more, sir. A cockerel was sacrificed on the church altar, and a relic was stolen. It's a horrible thing, a hand nailed to a piece of wood. It was in a big gold casket, the relic of the penitent thief crucified with our Lord. It's supposed to cure broken or twisted bones.
And this cockerel sacrifice?
The monks talk of witches or devil worshippers breaking in. But they hate us. You can feel it in the air.
I dealt with Abbot Fabian swiftly on his return from hunting. I demanded and received a complete set of all the keys to all the buildings, and told him I would have access to everything at St. Donatus, and that all correspondence in and out was to be shown to me for approval. The abbot's manner was patrician, but I caught a note of anxiety underneath. He tried to insist on his rights, that there was no legal basis to demand a surrender, that they had done nothing wrong. It was witchcraft. Some person had broken in and desecrated the altar and killed Singleton. He told me only his senior officials knew of Singleton's purpose at Scarnsea. Mortimus the bully, Gabriel the sacrist, Edwig the bursar, and Guy the infirmarian.
Shouldn't we wait till the infirmarian is here, sir? We have no time for niceties. Is it open?
Can I help you?
A tall monk of 50 stood before us. To my surprise, his face was as brown as an oak plank.
I am Brother Guy of Morton. You have a key to my room, Commissioner Shardlake.
I have a key to every room.
Well, only my assistant Alice goes in there unless I am present.
A woman within the precincts is against injunctions.
We have a dispensation, like many houses, to employ women assistants in the infirmary.
You have charge of the body of the late Commissioner?
I have. It is in a crypt in the Lay Cemetery.
We would like to view it now.
Brother Guy raised the hood of his habit against the snow, which was coming down thickly now. We stooped to enter the crypt. Brother Guy lit some fat candles in the centre of the room and led us across to a sarcophagus with a bare stone lid and no inscription.
He's been here 4 days, but the cold should have kept him fresh.
Let's have the lid off. Mark, help him. Oh, it's heavy.
It's coming. It's coming. We'll take it that way. That's it.
The head was set upright beside the body, and I looked into the face of Robin Singleton, who once I had outstared across the courtroom. I felt my stomach turn and I fought down bile.
Now, Brother Guy, you discovered the body. When you came to the kitchen that morning, was the door locked?
Yes. I went in through the door from the cloister yard, which is always locked at night, and then up the passage leading to the kitchen. The kitchen itself is not locked because the only way in is through that passage. I opened the door and slipped in something and almost went over. I put my lamp down and saw the headless body.
Now, whoever killed Singleton would have been covered in blood. He would have had bloody clothes, left bloody footprints.
I saw none, but I confess it was not in my mind to look. I was shocked.
And the killer may then have gone on to desecrate the altar in the church and stolen the relic. Were there traces of blood on the way across the cloister to the church, or inside the church?
There was blood spilt about the church. We assumed it came from the sacrificed cockerel. As for the cloister, it started to rain before dawn.
And washed everything away.
Mark, take a close look. What would you say about the manner of Singleton's death?
It's as we knew, sir. His head was struck from his shoulders.
But can you tell anything more? I would guess the assailant was of at least medium height.
How can you say that?
Well, Singleton was quite a tall man, yet the neck is cut straight across. His head sits perfectly upright on the stone. Now, a shorter man would have had to strike upwards at an angle, and the neck would not have been cut straight through.
That's right, sir. You have the eye of a physician.
I have seen a severed head before.
What if it was an axe? What if he was bending down, or made to bend down?
I'd say it's not an axe. The blade would have been too thick. To do this, you'd need a sharp, cutting edge like a sword. Mark, you're the swordsman here. What do you say?
You were right, master.
A sharp sword blade ensures a swift end. An execution.
Like Anne Boleyn, the Witch Queen.
That is what brought it to mind. Hers is the one beheading I have seen.
Excuse me, sir. I am ordered to show the masters to their room.
This is Alice, my assistant.
The dispensation.
If you are ready, Alice will show you the way.
Thank you, Brother Guy. Alice what?
Alice Futura, sir. This is your room, sirs.
Thank you, Alice. That's everything.
I went to the window. Almost 30 black-robed Benedictines had left the church and were walking in procession across the old stone cloister, cowls raised against the snow, which fell in a silent curtain, coating them as they walked. Despite myself, I was moved.
I'm tired. We need a quick result, and I worry that we will not get one.
You can only do what's in your power to do, sir.
Lord Cromwell will not see it like that.
We entered the high-ceilinged refectory of the monastery of St. Donatus, where tapestries covered the walls and thick rattan matting lay spread on the floor. The assembled monks gave me uneasy glances, as though I were a strange beast set among them. Prior Mortimus, the bully, greeted us.
Commissioner Shardlake, Master Poe, the abbot expects you in his dining room tonight.
We will dine here, thank you.
As you wish. Then please sit here.
He did not sit with us immediately. His attention was on the trembling novice standing furthest from the fire.
Your penance is not over, Simon Wellplay. Put the fool's cap on and take your place in the corner, and stay there. You will have no dinner tonight.
Mortimus introduced Mark and I, and said that the abbot expected the monks to give us all the help Lord Cromwell's representative deserves. I took his double meaning. He said a prayer, then we were served hot, rich soup, and picked up our silver spoons.
Sir, the boy is shivering.
Prior, is the novice not to eat?
Not for another 4 days, and he will stand throughout the meal as part of his penance.
But it is cold winter.
He must learn obedience.
Quite right, Brother Prior.
The speaker smiled a cold smile, a brief slash across his chubby face.
I am Brother Edwig the Bursar.
So you have responsibility for distributing the monastery's funds?
And collecting them in, and ensuring expenditure does not outstrip revenue.
I believe we passed you in the yard when we arrived. You were discussing some building works, was it, with one of your brethren?
Brother Gabriel.
Who looks at me with lust.
Be quiet, Mark.
Gabriel of Ashford, Commissioner. I am the sacrist and also the precentor. I have charge of the church and library as well as the music.
And the church is in need of repair?
Indeed it is, sir. Have you seen it?
I will see it tomorrow.
We have the finest Norman church on the south coast, over 400 years old. But there is a bad crack running down from the roof. We need repairs, and they should be done with Caen stone again to match the interior.
Brother Gabriel, Master Shardlake has more serious things to do than admire the architecture. It may be too rich for his taste.
But surely the new learning does not frown on architectural beauty?
Only when the congregation is encouraged to worship the building rather than God. That would be idolatry.
I meant nothing of the sort. Only that in any great building the eye should be led to rest on exact proportions, unity of line.
What my brother means is that the monastery should bankrupt itself importing great blocks of limestone from France. I'd be interested to know how he plans to ferry them across the surrounding marsh.
Does the monastery not have ample reserves? I read the revenues from its land run to £800 a year. And the rents are rising all the time now, as the poor know to their cost.
Prudent accounting does not allow for a great hole in the revenues for years to come. The abbot's policy is a balanced
budget is what Brother Edwig is trying to say.
It is a matter between you, of course.
I apologize if I become heated. It is an old argument between the sacrist and me.
I nodded and turned my gaze to the window where the snow whirled down. It was settling thickly now. Next to the window the novice Wellplay stood, his head bowed, his legs trembling under his habit.
Fools! There will be no new building. Do you not know the world has at last rolled down to its end? The Antichrist is here!
Jerome, the crippled Carthusian, had half risen from his bench.
1,000 years of devotion to God in all these houses of prayer is ended. Soon there will be nothing. Empty buildings and silence. Silence for the devil to fill with his roaring.
God's death, brother. You will leave this table and keep to your cell till the abbot decides what is to be done with you. Take him out.
The Antichrist! The Antichrist is here!
Commissioner, my apologies on behalf of the community. I only ask you to excuse the man on the grounds that he is mad.
I wonder, does he think me the Antichrist? No, Lord Cromwell, more likely. Or perhaps His Majesty the King?
Oh, if I had my way, Jerome would be turned out of doors tomorrow. The abbot only keeps him here because he needs the favour of his cousin, Sir Edward.
Tell me, did he treat Master Singleton to such a discourse as I have had?
Oh, when he first arrived, Brother Jerome accosted him in the yard and called him a perjurer and a liar. Commissioner Singleton gave as good as he got.
Perjurer and liar is more specific than the general abuse he's given me. What did he mean?
God alone knows.
Sir, no one here shares Brother Jerome's beliefs. He is a blight on us. We wish only to carry on with our life of prayers in peace, loyal to the king, and in obedience to the forms of worship he dictates.
I say amen to that.
But Commissioner Singleton is murdered. So who do you think killed him?
People from the world outside. He was on his way to meet someone and he disturbed them. Witches, devil worshippers. They broke in to desecrate our church and steal our relic. Came across poor Singleton and killed him.
Who knows what evils the devil works in the sinful world? We are protected from him in this holy life, as well as men can be. But outside...
There are servants. I understand you have 60 of them.
Only a dozen living in. And the premises are well locked at night, patrolled by Master Bug, the gatekeeper, under my supervision.
The boy, well played. He's fallen.
God's death.
Brother Guy rose to where Simon Wellplay lay on the rush matting. I joined him, as did Brother Gabriel, and then, with an angry face, Prior Mortimus. Guy lifted the boy's head gently.
It's all right. You fainted. Have you hurt yourself?
I banged my head. I am sorry.
Oh, now he weeps.
And no wonder, Master Prior. When was he last properly fed? His skin and bone.
He has had bread and water. You are well aware, Brother Infirmarian, that is a penance sanctioned by St. Benedict's rule.
St. Benedict did not intend God's servants to be starved to death. You have been working, Simon, like a dog in the stables. than making him stand in the cold for hours on end.
His lungs are full of bile. I want him in the infirmary now.
I give him what to toughen him up. That's what he needs.
Does Brother Guy have your authority to take Simon to the infirmary, or do I go to Abbot Fabian?
Take that, Charlo.
Master Shardlake, I am sorry your meal should have been disturbed twice. Very regrettable. I must ask you to forgive us.
Not at all, brother. The more I see of life at Scarnsea, the more my investigation is illuminated. I want to see you tomorrow, and all your recent account books. There are some matters arising.
Mark and I made our way back towards our room through the snow.
Commissioner! Commissioner!
Brother Guy.
I wanted to say that Brother Jerome may be mad, but he's not capable of having killed Commissioner Singleton.
How's that?
I have treated him for the effects of his torture. His left arm was wrenched out of its socket on the rack. The ligaments shredded. His right leg is scarcely better, and his balance is gone, as you saw. He can scarcely carry himself, let alone wield a weapon to sever a man's head.
Maybe not, but he could have had an accomplice.
Flames of a fire. Thanks to Alice.
So, what do you think of this holy community of Scarnsea?
I'm too tired, Master.
Come on, it's your first time inside a monastery.
Well, it's a world of contradictions. Those black habits they wear, all their prayers. Brother Gabriel said they're separate from the sinful world. Yet did you see how he looked at me again, the dog? And they live so well. Warm fires, tapestries, food as good as any I have eaten.
St. Benedict would be as disgusted as Lord Cromwell by their rich living. Abbot Fabian disporting himself like a lord. It's always money with these people.
Prior Mortimer seems to dislike the abbot.
Prior Mortimer paints himself as a reformist sympathiser, an opponent of easy living. He certainly believes in giving those under him a hard time, and enjoys it. We've met them all now. The 5 who knew that Singleton was here to close the monastery down.
But why would any of them kill Singleton? It gives Lord Cromwell stronger grounds for closure.
What if the motive was more personal? What if Singleton was about to expose someone for some serious crime?
Well, he was investigating the accounts the day he was killed.
That's why I want to see them. I shall start tomorrow by questioning the sacrist and the bursar, those 2 brotherly foes. I would like you to talk to Alice Futerer in the infirmary. You have a way with women. She seems intelligent and probably knows as many secrets about this place as anybody. And Mark, do no more than talk. I don't want trouble.
I think you like her too, sir. Did you note her bright eyes?
She's out of the common run of women.
I'd not like to place her in any danger.
Nor would I. But we could all be in danger. The more I consider it, the more I think this killing was planned. We should sleep. I'm tired now.
But sleep did not come. Mark was right. I liked the spark of Alice, but it brought my beloved Kate to mind, and her coffin being lowered into the earth. I let my tears fall silently.
Master Shardlake! Commissioner!
What is it? Alice?
I beg your pardon, sir, but Simon Wellplay is very sick and must speak to you. Brother Guy said I should wake you.
I followed her down the freezing corridor. A door stood open. The novice lay on a truckle bed. His face shone with sweat, and he muttered feverishly. Brother Guy sat by him, mopping his brow with a cloth that he dipped in a bowl.
Commissioner.
What ails him?
Congestion of the lungs. No wonder, standing about in the cold with no food. He has a dangerous temperature, but he keeps asking to speak with you. He will not rest until he has done so.
Simon Wellplay? It is Commissioner Shardlake.
Oh, you're here to do justice.
Yes, I'm here to investigate Commissioner Singleton's death.
He is not the first. be killed.
Who else has died?
Alice!
I'm here.
Oh, poor good girl. I warned her of the dangers.
What does he mean? What has he warned you of?
The novice, Simon Wellplay, lay on the truckle bed in the infirmary of the monastery of St. Donatus.
I warned you, Alice, didn't I? I warned you of the dangers.
What does he mean? What has he warned you of?
I don't understand, sir. He has never warned me of anything.
Brother Guy.
I don't know, Commissioner. He is very ill. He should rest now.
Not yet. Master Wellplay, Alice says you have given her no warning.
Alice is good. Gentle. She must be warned.
I must ask you, Commissioner, to leave him now. He's delirious. He must sleep.
Please, sir. For charity, you see how ill he is.
Very well.
I will show you back, sir.
What could he mean by saying Singleton was not the first to be killed?
On my oath, sir, I do not know.
Do you feel you could be in danger from any source?
No, sir.
You know my meaning.
I have had approaches from certain monks from time to time, but I deal with them.
If I can help you, or there is anything you want to tell me, please come to me. I would not like to think of you in danger.
Thank you, sir. I am grateful.
At first light, I sent Mark to search every dark corner for a murder weapon. I found Brother Guy coming from the room where the novice lay.
Commissioner,
how is he?
A little easier.
Has he spoken again?
No, sir. I fear, sir, he is too soft for this harsh world. Such souls often gravitate here, to where God intends them to be.
Yet here he found mockery and ill treatment.
Yes, sir.
One other matter. I see the main building has a common wall with the infirmary. Is there a connecting door?
There was a passage, but it was closed off at the time of the Black Death to minimize the spread of infection. It has never been reopened.
In the kitchen, I played the part of Singleton's killer. I acted it out with my staff. The cook told me who else had keys for the kitchen. The abbot, the prior, and the watchman Bug for his night patrols. The cook said that sometimes he'd seen the sacrist, Brother Gabriel, hanging about the corridor, looking as though he was waiting for their backs to be turned before snatching food. That puzzled me. It didn't seem like him. Bug told me the gates of the monastery were locked at night, and nothing could get in when they were shut. Besides, no one could find their way through the marsh in the dark. As I left him, he told me that Commissioner Singleton was on his way to meet one of the monks the night he was murdered. I paused at the door and listened before entering.
We should ask more. It doesn't befit our status to let it go for less than 300.
I need the money in my coffers now, Father Abbot. If he'll pay cash for the land, we should take it. Sir, this is a private conversation.
There is no such thing where I am concerned. If I knocked and waited at every door, who knows what I'd miss, Brother Edwig?
No, of course. Forgive me.
Please, continue.
We were discussing the monastery finances. Some lands we must sell to meet the cost of the building works. A matter
really of no concern to your investigation?
I will decide that. But more immediately, there is a relevant issue I would discuss with the bursar.
Sir?
Dr. Goodhaps tells me that on the day he died, Commissioner Singleton was working on an account book he'd obtained from your office. And afterwards, it disappeared.
It did not disappear, sir. It was returned to the counting house.
Perhaps you could tell me which book it was.
I cannot remember.
You cannot remember?
No. The infirmary accounts, I believe.
Surely you keep records?
I do, but more than once Commissioner Singleton took books without telling me, and I had to spend the day hunting for something he'd taken.
Very well. Please have all the account books for the last 12 months brought to my room.
All the books? That would be disruptive. It would bring the work of the counting house to a halt.
It'll only be for one night. Maybe two. I'm obliged for your cooperation. Now, my Lord Abbot, last night I visited the unfortunate novice Simon Wellplay.
I will be investigating the matter fully.
What is the boy supposed to have done to earn such punishment?
He does not like the new ways. The preaching in English. He is much devoted to the Latin Mass and the chant. He fears the chant will be put in English.
For that he was set to work in the stables and put on bread and water. In this cold? That seems harsh.
It was not his only failing.
He assists Brother Gabriel, who has, I believe, a certain history.
Simon Wellplay did speak in confession of carnal lusts towards Brother Gabriel, but sins of thought Brother Gabriel did not even know.
Is that so?
Yes. He has been pure these past 2 years.
Commissioner, how may I help you?
I want to see the church, Brother Gabriel, and the scene of the desecration.
If you wish, sir. This way.
What is that basket contraption up there?
It's a cat's cradle of pulleys and ropes for the workmen. You see the crack in the wall.
I could not miss it. Wouldn't scaffolding be better?
I feel so, but Brother Edwick will not hear of it. The hand of the penitent thief was taken from here. It is a terrible loss. It has cured many unfortunate people.
All these crutches and sticks and neck braces.
All left by people cured by the penitent thief's intervention over the years. They no longer needed them and left them behind in gratitude. The relic came from France and Rome before that.
Who discovered it was missing?
I did. And the desecrated altar, too.
Tell me the details.
I was lighting the candles. It was 5 in the morning. I saw a trail of blood which led into the presbytery. There on the table before the high altar was a black cockerel, its throat cut. It was the devil's work.
There was a human perpetrator, and I must find him. The intruder was working in semi-darkness, spraying the fowl's blood and probably stealing the relic. It implies he knew the layout of the church.
It does.
And only a monk would know the routines and layout of the church.
I think an outsider may be possible. On rising some mornings this autumn, I have seen lights out on the marsh. I think the smugglers are active again.
Of course, it would suit the community to lay the blame elsewhere.
Master Shardlake, it may be you see our prayers, our devotions to the relics of the saints as foolish ceremonies performed by men who live easily while the world outside suffers and groans.
Go on.
Our life of prayer and worship is an effort to approach Christ, to come nearer to his light and further from this sinful world. Every prayer, every mass is an attempt to come closer to him. Every statue and ritual and piece of stained glass is a reminder of his glory, a distraction from the world's wickedness.
I see you believe so.
Sometimes I believe the more we aspire to approach God, the more the devil stirs himself to tempt our minds to wickedness.
And is there anyone here who might have had his mind tempted to murder?
I can think of no one in our community.
But there has been talk of other grave sins here, has there not? Sodomy, for example, under the last prior.
It is a large step from those things to what is done now. And these acts were in the past.
Not all in the past, brother. The abbot tells me Simon Wellplay's penance was in part because of certain feelings he nurtured towards you.
He is a child. I was not responsible for the sins he contemplated in his poor mind. Yes, I have lain with other men, Commissioner, but I have confessed and repented and sinned no more in that way. There. You have plumbed my history. I know the Vicar General's office loves such tales.
I seek only the truth. I would not trouble your soul merely for a pastime.
I walked across the cloister yard. I saw Mark and Alice Futura at the far end, deep in talk. Her manner seemed cheerful and relaxed, without any of the reserve she had shown to me, and I felt a pang of jealousy. My talk with Brother Gabriel had depressed me. He lived in the past, in a world of painted books, ancient chants and plaster statues. It was strange to be inside a monastery again after so many years. When I was a pupil at Lichfield, I had been a mere cripple boy of no account. Here I had the powers of a commissioner of Lord Cromwell, greater powers than any outsider had ever had over a religious house. Yet now, as then, I felt isolated, alone, disliked. I unlocked a heavy gate in the monastery wall and found myself looking out over the marsh. I took a step forwards. My foot went down into the miry softness and was trapped in the mud. I struggled in mild panic and managed to free it.
Master Shardlake, are you all right?
Brother Hedwig, I have had a slight accident. I nearly fell in.
It's very dangerous. You should not go in there. I can help you back.
I can manage. What are you doing out here?
I have been visiting the sick novice with the abbot. I wanted to clear my head. Sometimes I come out here for a walk.
Were you out walking the night Commissioner Singleton was killed?
I was away at our estates at Winchelsea. I had my assistant with me. The abbot knew. Why?
I will be asking him. I suspect everyone for the moment.
God's blood, what's happening?
Sir, your place gone stark mad. Spread out.
Catch him!
Simon, come!
The novice's eyes were wide and staring. Brother Guy tried to grab him, but then a dreadful thing happened. It seemed to me that Wellplay caught sight of me and bent his trunk forward in imitation of my twisted gait. He stretched forth his arms and began waving them to and fro, and waggled his fingers mockingly. It is a mannerism I have in court when excited. How could he know such a thing?
Catch him! Simon, it's all right!
He lurched to the side and disappeared in through a half-opened door.
He's in the bathhouse!
There was a sunken tiled bath 4 feet deep in the middle of the room.
Come, Simon. It's Alice. We won't harm you.
Keep away. They're everywhere. The devils swarm me. I see them here.
Careful! Keep away from the edge!
Simon!
You're all right. I'll go down. He's dead.
Oh!
Mark and Brother Guy laid the novice Simon Wellplay in the infirmary, under a Spanish crucifix. Alice and I stood at his feet.
Brother Guy, I never met that boy before yesterday. Just now, when he saw me, he appeared to mock me, imitating my bent posture and certain gestures I sometimes make in court, waving my hands. It was like something devilish.
It was strange, sir. Abbot Fabian must be told of this death. I will fetch him.
Are you you all right, sir?
Yes, yes.
Well, you're trembling.
I have an infusion of herbs that eases shock. I could heat some if you wish.
Thank you, Alice. One feared the devil himself was present in that poor creature.
I fear no devils, sir, unless it be such human monsters as tormented that poor boy. If you come through, I will fetch the infusion.
There, sir. A chair.
She's not slow with her tongue.
She has had a hard life.
Did you find anything in your search for the murder weapon?
No, sir. And the land is snowed under. There's the pond, but it's frozen. This place is vast.
And Alice?
She knows the country round here well. She says there are paths through the marsh, if you know where to find them.
She doesn't much admire our holy brethren.
She said some of them are lascivious men, forever trying to touch her. Prior Mortimus himself has been a problem.
The man's a hypocrite, punishing other people's sins and chasing a woman servant himself. Does the abbot know any of this?
She told Brother Guy, and he made the prior stop.
Mark, listen to me. Don't form too much of an attachment to the girl.
She's 22. A woman.
Lord Cromwell wants the surrender of this monastery, and we may end up putting her out of house and home.
Could something not be done for her?
I could try. So, Guy the Infirmarian protects her. I wonder whether she would protect him in turn.
Here's Guy and Prior Mortimus now.
Commissioner Shardlake, I am sorry you had to witness such a terrible scene.
Yes, Prior Mortimus. I was confronted with a novice, frozen and starved, till first he catches a fever that almost kills him, and then goes mad and falls to his death.
He was possessed.
The boy spoke of seeing devils in the air as thick as moats. Do you think he saw truth?
Simon Wellplay opened his soul to the devil. A demon took him and made him throw himself into that bath and kill himself like the Gadarene swine going over the cliff.
I do not think the fall killed him.
How can ye tell that, Brother Guy?
Because he did not strike his head.
Then how?
I do not know yet.
In any event, he appears to have been driven into a seriously weakened state by excess of discipline.
The Vicar-General wants order brought back in the monasteries. I do not regret what I did.
I'm sure you don't.
I will go and arrange for another grave to be dug.
I will have to open the boy to find out what killed him. It's never easy with one you have known. But it must be done now, while he is fresh. Excuse me.
I sent Mark to begin work examining the monastery's account books. The novice's death had shaken me. Alice brought me a cup of heavy, musky liquid.
Sir, I would apologise for my words earlier. I spoke out of turn.
You may speak freely with me.
She sat, fixing me with her keen blue eyes. Her skin was clear and healthy.
Sir, if I were to give you some information, would you keep it in confidence? I need my position here.
Yes, you have my word.
Brother Edwig's clerks, they said they brought all the current account books at your request.
They did.
They have not brought all, sir. They have not brought the account book Commissioner Singleton had the day he died.
How do you know that?
All the books they carried are brown. The one the Commissioner held had a blue cover. I saw him outside the counting house on the afternoon of his death. He was shouting at one of the bursar's assistants, who was saying Commissioner Singleton had no right to ferret about in the bursar's private room.
And?
The Commissioner said he had a right to go everywhere, and the book put a fresh light on the year's accounts.
Thank you, Alice. I will pursue this, but will take care not to mention you.
With your pardon, sir, I should go. Oh, sir!
Well caught.
Your cup would have broken.
By heaven, you're quick.
Practice. Brother Guy is always dropping things in the infirmary.
The herb garden was white with snow. Brother Guy was waiting for me.
Commissioner, I know now what killed poor Simon, and it was not possession by a demon.
Go on.
The twisting of his body, the waving of his hands, they were nothing to do with you. The spasms, the loss of voice, the visions are characteristic...
Of what?
Poison. from the berries of this bush. Belladonna, the deadly nightshade.
He was poisoned?
Belladonna has a faint but distinctive smell. I know it. It was in poor Simon's guts, and in the dregs of a cup of warm mead by his bed.
When was it done?
This morning, without doubt. The onset of symptoms is rapid. I or Alice should have stayed with him all the time.
Who else spent time alone with him?
Brother Gabriel visited him last night late, and again this morning. He was most upset, and I gave him permission to pray over the boy. And the abbot and the bursar came to see him later. And this morning, Prior Mortimus.
The prior who made him ill?
He was standing by the bed, looking down at him.
Last night, when Simon told me Commissioner Singleton's death was not the first, did you or Alice tell anyone else what he said?
I did not, and nor would Alice. But he might have rambled to his other visitors.
He was poisoned?
Yes, and I blame myself for his death.
You were not to know what happened?
I was tired. I allowed myself to be pressed to leave him. Lord Cromwell told me time was of the essence. Now here we are, days later, with no answers and another death. I shudder to think how he would react to that news.
Do not give up, sir.
I dare not.
All these accounts, columns and figures. Sir, there are 18 books to go through. The clerks complained how it will disrupt their work.
A pox on their work.
Sir?
These books are all brown. There was a blue one that Singleton had on the day he was murdered. Alice Futerer told me. And after we are done here, we will go and talk to Brother Edwig about his lack of honesty.
Alice could be in danger for telling you.
I'm aware of that. And now you are. What did you glean from her?
She's been here 18 months. She comes from Scarnsea. Her father died young, and she was brought up by her mother, a wise woman, a dispenser of herbs. She was to be married, but her swain died in an accident felling trees. There's little work in the town, but she found a place as an assistant to an apothecary in Esher, someone her mother knew.
So she's travelled. I thought she was no village mouse. How does she come to be here?
The apothecary died. He was an old man. She came back to Scarnsea, but her mother died too, shortly after. Her cottage was on a copyhold, and the landowner took it back. She was left alone. She didn't know what to do. Then someone said the infirmarian here was looking for a lay assistant. No one in the town wanted to work for him. They call him the Black Goblin. But she had no choice.
Keep your hand on your sword when I confront Brother Edwig.
Yes, sir.
It will remind him of our authority. Here he comes now. Brother Edwig, good evening.
Oh, Commissioner, you startled me.
We have been looking at your accounts.
I trust my books are in order.
What books we have?
Pardon me?
Brother Edwig, I have to charge you with the concealment of a book of account from the King's Commissioner. A book with a blue cover, which you attempted to hide from Commissioner Singleton, which you repossessed after his murder and have concealed from me. What do you say?
No, sir, I beg pardon. You are incorrect. It's a misunderstanding. The Futerer girl must have told you this.
How I came by my knowledge is of no concern of yours. I will have your answer.
I gave Commissioner Singleton our
account books, yes.
But he often came into the counting house on his own, and he took a book from my inner office. But it was not an account book. It contained mere jottings, projections of future income I made some time ago.
But you told me before you were unsure which book Commissioner Singleton took.
I had forgotten. I can send...
We will come with you now and fetch it.
Now?
Yes, now.
In his private office he unlocked his desk and pulled a thin blue book from a drawer. I looked inside. There were no neat columns, only scrawled jottings and reckonings.
May I ask, sir, as this is a private office, if you would come to me before taking any more books
to prevent confusion.
Very well. That's all for now. Oh, one thing more. You mentioned the girl Alice Futura. She is under my special protection, and if any harm befalls her, you will be arrested and sent to London for inquiry. At first light, I left Mark in charge of protecting Alice and trudged through the white, drear landscape to Scarnsea. I found the Justice of the Peace Coppinger, who Lord Cromwell said was one of ours. He answered my questions on the monastery. He told me of Wentworth, the biggest landowner locally, who was, he said, a relative of the raving Carthusian Jerome. He spoke of sinful acts between the monks. He said there were fornicators as well as sodomites, and that, until Alice, no woman under 30 would work there, since one young girl went missing. I asked who it was, and he said she was an orphan from the poorhouse who'd vanished 2 years before.
I'm Joan Stump, the children's overseer. How may I help you, sir?
Tell me about the girl that went missing at the monastery.
Oh, poor orphan.
What was her name?
That was her name, sir. Orphan Stonegarden, because she was found in the yard.
Orphan Stonegarden?
When she was 16, the overseers said she must go out to work. Oh, she was pretty. A sweet, gentle face. And the infirmarian at the monastery needed a helper, and she was sent there. She didn't like it.
Why not?
She wouldn't say. But she had a swain here, the miller's son, and when she came back on a free day, she told me to send him away. When that happens, it often means a woman has been ill-used.
Did you see any marks, bruises?
No. But she seemed lower in spirits each time I saw her. And then one Friday she didn't come back. Nor the next. I was worried, so I went to the monastery to find out what was going on. That Prior Mortimer stood and told me Orphan had stolen 2 gold chalices from the church one night and disappeared. And she wouldn't have done that, sir.
Are you sure?
Oh, no, sir. She was a good Christian.
Brother Jerome's cell was austere, a marked contrast to the affluence evident elsewhere in the monastery of St. Donatus. When Mark and I entered, Brother Guy was treating Jerome, who sat on the bed, his skinny torso twisted and bent around the shoulders, as knotted and crooked as my own, but with the marks of injury, not deformity.
Brother Guy, would you leave us, please?
As you wish.
Are you in pain, Crookback?
A little discomfort.
You are a mockery of the human form, Commissioner.
God's bones,
Mark.
And doubly so, for your soul is twisted and cankered like all Cromwell's.
Stop your vile tongue.
Step back, Mark. Jerome, why do you abuse me? Would your madness be your defence were I to have you hauled off to the Tower for treasonable talk?
It would make no difference, Crookback. I would be glad to be a martyr for God's church. I shit on King Henry's name and his usurpation of the Pope's authority.
Then how you must burn with shame that you took the oath acknowledging the King's supremacy.
Yes, Crookback. Shame and fear for my eternal soul. Do you know who my family are? Did they tell you that?
I know you are related to Queen Jane. God rest her.
God will not rest her. She burns in hell for marrying a schismatic king. Do you know how I got here?
Tell me.
When the king said he required an oath from all members of religious houses acknowledging him as supreme head of the church, only we Carthusians refused, though we knew what would happen. There were 40 of us, and they took us, one by one. Our venerable prior was executed at Tyburn. One morning the soldiers came for me and brought me to the Tower. It was the middle of May last year. Anne Boleyn had been condemned to die, and they were building a great scaffold in the grounds. I saw it. That was when I became truly afraid. In the dungeons I knew my resolution might fail. They took me to an underground room and set me in a chair. In the corner was the rack, the hinged table, and the ropes. 2 guards standing ready to turn the wheels. There were 2 others in the room, Kingston, the warden of the tower, and your foul master, Cromwell.
I don't believe you.
How can you face him and not know what he is? He ordered me racked, and my body was broken to the point where I could take no more. And I swore the oath.
But an oath sworn under duress is surely not binding in law.
God's blood, Mark, be quiet.
It was an oath before God, a perjured oath, and I am lost. Are you kind, boy? You should not be in the company of this bent-backed heretic.
I tire of your insults and tales, Jerome. You called Commissioner Singleton a perjurer and a liar before witnesses. Why?
I need not tell you, Crookback. I will tell those who value truth.
Come, Martha. Now, let's go. We'll be back.
Did you know of Mark Smeaton?
What?
You heard me, Crookback.
Mark Smeaton, the court musician. He confessed to adultery with Queen Anne and died for it.
Yes, he confessed. For the same reason I swore.
How could you know that?
After I swore before Cromwell, I was taken to a cell deep underground at the tower. They laid me on an old straw mattress on the floor. Later, I don't know when, I crawled off it. I pulled myself up and looked through the bars. There was a young man sobbing in the cell across the corridor. He was just your age, boy, and he was to die in the morning. Mark Smeaton. They told him it'd be quick, no pain. He called out to me, "Father, Father, are you a priest?" I told him I was a monk of the Charterhouse, and he told me all, as I hooked my good arm through the bars, and he sobbed all the while. He told me he was tortured by Lord Cromwell, who ordered him racked and to leave no marks, and that he confessed to lying with the Queen, and that the confession was false. Twice I was woken in the night when the guards brought a visitor to Smeaton's cell. Crookback, your master, tortured a false confession from an innocent man and killed him. Cromwell is a man of blood.
I am weary, ready to rest.
Sir, when we return to London, if we ever get out of this place, I do not wish to return to the Court of Augmentations.
Why?
The corruption and the greed. All the time we're pestered by people wanting to know which monasteries will be down next. You know, they write pleading letters, they turn up at the door claiming acquaintance with Lord Rich. They promise they will do loyal service to Cromwell.
Lord Cromwell?
I hate it, sir.
What has brought this about? What Jerome said?
No, sir. I have tried to tell you before.
I do not like some of the things that are happening now any more than you. But it is all to an end. Our goal is a new and purer realm. You've seen what this place is like, these fat monks steeped in every heresy the Pope ever devised. The institution is rotten. Things will settle down.
Will they, sir?
They must. You need to pray, Mark. I cannot cope with doubts. Not now.
I am sorry to vex you, sir.
Sleep came to Mark, but not to me. If everything Jerome said was true, then reform was being built on an edifice of lies and monstrous brutality, and I was part of it all.
Alice, what ails you?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't hear you come in. It's nothing, sir. If you'll excuse me.
Oh, please.
I'll get these plates out of your way.
Please, speak freely.
I feel alone, sir, in the world. You cannot know what that is like.
I can understand. I have not seen my family for years. They live far from London.
Only Brother Guy looks out for me.
Well then, you have one friend.
He is a good man.
Did you ever hear of a girl who worked here before, called Orphan Stone Garden?
I heard she took some gold cups and ran away. I do not blame her.
I can feel for your position. Truly I can. And I would help you. I have contacts in the town and in London. And I would not have you put under any obligation to me for it. But if you would accept help from an ugly old hunchback, I would gladly give it.
Why do you call yourself that, sir?
I am no longer young, Alice, and I have always been told I'm ugly.
You should not insult yourself so, sir.
It's for the commissioner's vigil. I must go.
Sir, one thing. The account book you have there.
It's the one you saw Singleton with?
That's not it.
Brother Edward assured me it is.
With your pardon, sir, it is not. This book has no wine stain on it. The book the bursar handed the commissioner had one.
At Singleton's funeral, for all that I sat behind the stinking coffin of a murdered man, I found myself lulled along by the monk's beautiful chant. The psalms and the Latin readings from Job struck me deep. And thou sayest, how doth God know? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are a covering to him, that he seest not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven. The dead bell tolled as I walked back through the chill and past the kitchen garden. Alice was sprawled face down there in a lake of blood that spread steaming across the snow.
Alice! Oh, Alice! Oh, your pulse! Oh, praise God, you live! I hug you for life.
Sir, no!
Alice?
What are you doing?
Oh, forgive me. I thought you were dead. But lie still. You are badly hurt.
No, sir, I'm not hurt. I only slipped in the snow.
But the blood?
I was carrying a pitcher of blood from the monk's bleeding in the infirmary.
Now I see.
I was going to pour it over the garden.
I'm sorry I seized you as I did. I meant no harm.
I went to my room and changed out of my blooded clothes. Then I heard voices from the kitchen, Mark and Alice's tones. I went quietly down the corridor and looked in through the doorway. Alice's dress lay on a scrubbing board where she had been washing it. She was dressed only in her white undershift, and she and Mark were clasped in each other's arms.
Mark, Paul! We have work.
I'm sorry, sir,
And you, Alice, is that what you call modesty? Mark, come. You have obviously had more converse with her than I thought.
We have talked whenever we could. I knew you would not approve. I cannot help my heart.
Nor could you with the Queen's lady-in-waiting. Is this to have the same end?
This is clean different. My feelings for Mistress Futura are noble.
She is no mistress, she is a servant.
That didn't stop you embracing her when she fell in the snow. You were jealous.
God's death. I have been too soft with you. We have serious business here. What would Lord Cromwell think?
There is more to life than him.
Is there? Would you like to tell him that? There must be no more dalliance with Alice.
Yes, sir.
We have hard work tomorrow at the pond.
We stood by the frozen water, shivering. Mark lifted a huge boulder and dropped it onto the ice.
Now, let's see what we have in there.
Look at the fish.
Beyond that. You see it? A gleam of yellow.
Hold my arm. I can fish it out.
No, I want you to go in for it.
It's near frozen.
Go on. Can't be more than 3 feet deep. You'll live. Can you see anything? Can you reach?
Yes. It's sharp. A gold sword. Here.
Anything more?
Yes. There's something soft. Cloth, I think.
The killer's clothes.
They're stuck. Come on. Come on.
God's bones.
What is that?
It's a body.
Pull me out!
It was a woman's body, grey and rotten and draped in the rags of a servant's dress.
There's a medallion round her neck. Put your boots back on and go into Scarnsea poorhouse. Speak to Mistress Stump. See if this belonged to Orphan Stone Garden.
You think it's her? 3 deaths, sir. God save us.
There's something else in the water there. I can reach. It's a monk's habit.
There's a mark on it.
It's a harp. The sacrist's badge of office. Brother Gabriel. Father Abbot, have you seen this sword before?
No. We have no swords here.
Well, this is one, and it is here. So that is not true. It's an expensive weapon. A gentleman's. There's a maker's mark stamped here, JS 1507, above this effigy of a square building with 4 pointed towers.
I have never seen it before.
My assistant has gone to the poorhouse to see if the dead body is that of Orphan Stone Garden.
The poorhouse overseer has no love for us.
She'll have less if it transpires her ward was murdered. She told me the girl was unhappy working here.
It is not so good to have young girls working in monastic houses.
Who bothered the girl?
A monk who worked in the laundry was said to have molested her.
And others? Obedientiaries, perhaps?
There were complaints against Brother Edwig and Prior Mortimus. They had made lewd suggestions, Brother Edwig persistently. I warned them.
And your warnings had effect?
I am the abbot, sir. Could it not be the girl drowned herself, if she was in despair?
We will know soon enough. Brother Guy is examining the body. The story was she stole 2 gold chalices and fled. I want the pond drained.
It's all over, isn't it? Our life here. The monastic life in England. I have been deluding myself. Legalities will not save us, even if Commissioner Singleton's killer turns out to be from the town. I have looked again at the draft instrument of surrender the Commissioner gave me. We do profoundly consider that the manner and trade of living which we and others of our pretended religion have practised and used many days doth most principally consist in dumb ceremonies and in certain constitutions of Roman and other foreign potentates. I thought at first Lord Cromwell wanted our lands and our wealth, and that passage was merely a bonus for reformers. But after what I have heard from Lewis, it's a standard clause, isn't it? All the houses are to come down, and after this, Scarnsea is finished.
3 people have died most horribly, yet you seem concerned only with your own survival.
You should have seen this house just 5 years ago. Ordered and secure. Prayer and devotion unchanging, centuries old. The Benedictines have given me a life as I could never have had in the world. A ship chandler's son raised to abbot. Dissolution. I will sign the instrument of surrender. I will get the pension the Commissioner promised.
I wondered when you'd come to that.
How did she die, Brother Guy? See, here. Her neck was broken. The vertebrae dislocated. Murdered, then. She couldn't have done that going into the pond. No, sir.
Mark!
Sir, this is Orphan Stone Garden. Mistress Stump confirmed the medallion was hers.
As we thought. Poor girl.
Mistress Stump sent a message for you, sir. She wept, and then she said, "Revenge her, in God's name."
Mark, we need to put our differences aside. We have one aim in common in this place. To
Find the murderer at large.
Of course, sir. How could you ever doubt that?
I don't.
Sir, I get the strangest feeling at times here that we are being watched.
It's this place.
I don't think Brother Gabriel is the killer.
Why do you say that? The only reason his habit was thrown in the pond was because it was soaked in blood.
I cannot see him doing harm willingly, or be bold enough to strike.
I thought you despised him as a pederast.
I do.
He can be bold enough when he wants. Let's see what he has to say.
Orphan stone garden. Dead. God's bones.
Her neck was broken. There was a sword in the pond too. We think the one that killed Singleton. And this. The robe is yours, Brother Gabriel. The badge is yours, is it not?
Must be the robe that was stolen.
Of course. Convenient.
2 weeks ago I sent a habit to the launderer and it never came back. I inquired, but it was never found. Sir, you cannot think...
Gabriel of Ashford, I put it to you that you killed Commissioner Singleton. He knew of your past and discovered some recent felony that you could have been tried and executed for. So you killed him.
That is not true.
And why did you kill the girl? Was it because a fellow sodomite befriended her? Jealousy? And novice well-play? He knew what had become of her, didn't he? But he wouldn't betray you. Not until the end, when he started talking in his illness. So you poisoned him. It all fits, brother.
No, I will not have this. Stay where you are, pederast.
Remain where you are.
Or I will run you through. What would you think I do? You are the King's Commissioner, but you harangue like a cheap lawyer. I have killed nobody. I am a sinner, but I have broken none of the King's laws these last 2 years.
Calm yourself.
I see, Commissioner, you have created a theory that gives you a solution. Perhaps now someone will be paid to give false testimony and send me to the gallows.
There will be no false witnesses. I will uncover what evidence I need.
I am innocent.
For the present, you will not leave the monastery precincts. If you attempt to do so, it will be taken as an admission of guilt. Do you understand me? But in the laundry, the brother confirmed that Gabriel had lost a habit. It was written up in the ledger. So Mark and I returned to the question of the monastery's finances.
Thank you, Alice.
What is it, sir?
The book, she said. 4 large land sales in the last year which have not been recorded in the monastery's account books. £1,000. The bursar engaged in fraud. But where's the money?
It's a huge amount of gold.
Quick, someone is coming. Put it back.
Commissioner, you startled me.
I decided to look at some of your ledgers.
I see, sir.
Do you see that when money goes to the exchequer, it will be used by the king to benefit the Commonwealth? God has placed the welfare of his people in the king's hands.
Of course, sir. But sometimes kings have other priorities. Kings in general. I've seen for myself how it is wasted on armies.
Have you? How is that, brother?
My father was an army paymaster, sir. I spent my childhood as a camp follower while I learned his trade.
So, with your background, brother, would you know how to use a sword?
Such as killed the commissioner? You raise your eyebrows, sir, but I guessed how it was done when I heard how the body looked. I saw enough beheading when I was young. I forswore that world as soon as I reached manhood.
The life of a monk has its drawbacks, does it not, Brother Edwig? The vow of celibacy, for example. That must be hard.
What do you mean?
Well, I am now investigating the death of a young woman, orphan stone garden. Your name was given as one who had behaved improperly towards her.
Celibacy is hard. Do not think I relish the urges that come over me. I hate these devilish passions.
Yes, sir. I wanted the girl. It is as well I am a timid man. Each time she gave me harsh words, I went away, but I would come back. She seemed to tempt me, just as the lust for glory tempts men to war. Did she kill herself?
No. Her neck was broken.
She should never have been allowed here. Women are the devil's instruments.
Brother Edwig, you call yourself timid, but I think you are the hardest man here.
Give me that, you horse son! You'll not swallow that, Jerome!
Prior Mortimus, what is this tumult?
I caught Brother Jerome trying to smuggle this letter out by the gatekeeper's boy.
Crook back! There was no need to kick him down.
But there was, sir. And he'll get more if he rises again.
Give me that letter.
A chill ran down me as I read. It was addressed to Sir Thomas Seymour, the late Queen's brother. It referred to Seymour as cousin, and told of Jerome's imprisonment in a corrupt house where a king's commissioner had been murdered, and said there were ill deeds he should know of. And he told the story of his encounter in prison with Mark Smeaton, and the musician's torture by Lord Cromwell.
Put him back in his cell and make sure he's kept there. You and I need to talk.
This letter is a serious matter which should be reported to Lord Cromwell at once. He must be guarded closely from now on. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
There is another matter I wish to discuss with you. Orphan Stone Garden. Your name has been mentioned.
Even old celibates get lusty. I tried to get her to romp with me, I'll not deny it.
You, who keeps discipline here?
I'm not perfect. Nobody is except the saints, and not all of them.
Some would say, Prior, that these words make you a hypocrite.
Stay behind me, sir, and follow where I walk.
I am trying, Alice.
If folk do smuggle, it is because they are poor.
I'm not interested in prosecuting anybody. I just wonder whether some unaccounted monies could be taken out this way.
Anything could. There is always a safe way through the marsh.
I need to stop. I would like to talk to you about Master Mark. I know he has formed an attachment to you, and it is an honourable one.
Then why, sir, do you forbid him to see me?
Mark's father is the steward of my father's farmlands. My father gave his word to Mark's that I would try and advance the boy in London. I have done that. Alice, you are a fine girl. If you were a London merchant's daughter, it would be another matter. You might find me as a suitor as well as Mark. If Mark is to advance, he cannot go wooing a servant. It is hard, but it is how society works.
Then society is wicked. I have thought so for a long time.
It is the world God has made for us. Come, let's move again. I may have to leave here for a time.
But don't go, sir. Please don't leave us.
I need to get to London. I can trace the sword's owner there.
I returned to our room expecting to find Mark there, but it was empty.
Mark?
Sir, help me!
The voice came, it seemed, from the empty air.
Help me!
It appeared St. Donatus held more mysteries.
Help!
There was Mark's voice again, muffled. The cupboard had been pulled out from the wall. I hauled it out further. There was a door in the wall.
Mark!
Open it, sir. Quick! You may come back.
Who? I can't.
Man who spies on us. Pull it.
I'm trying.
Thank you. It's a great long tunnel.
Stay behind me. Watch your feet.
Don't let the candle go out.
How did you find it?
I came into the room and I got that feeling again of being watched. I heard a noise. It came from the wall. I pulled out the cupboard and there was the door. That spy hole was cut in the panelling.
For a clear view of our room.
We went down the damp, mushroom-infested passageway and came out behind another cupboard in the corridor by the kitchen. Then we crept back.
I'm glad to be out of that place. Sir? Sir, why are you staying in there?
I saw something catch the light. On the ground. There is something.
What is it?
God's death. Gabriel. I wanted to stand guard at the church door, Mark. Let no one in while I speak to him.
Just call, sir, if you need me.
Ah, Brother Gabriel.
Are you here to harangue me again?
No, I'm not.
To complete your false picture?
The one thing haranguing lawyers develop is an instinct as to when people are holding things back. We are seldom wrong. Let me put a set of suppositions to you, and you can correct me as we proceed. Is that fair?
I do not know what this trick is.
No trick, I promise. I think you found the old passage that leads from the infirmary to the kitchen quarters. I think you went in there and bored a hole into what is now our room. The cook told me you had been lurking around the kitchen, where I now know the entrance to the passage is.
I know nothing of this.
No? Well, Mark and I found the door and the spy hole. And under the spy hole, on the floor, I found something glistening in the candlelight. And I realized that the man who had been looking at us had not been out to spy. He had a different purpose. I found your seed. You have a love of young men, Brother Gabriel. It must consume you utterly if you go to such lengths to watch Mark Poor dressing in the morning.
It is true. Do forgive me. Please, don't tell the boy.
Then you have to tell me what you have been concealing. That passageway is a secret way into the kitchen where my predecessor was murdered.
I conceal nothing. I confess, God forgive me, what I have been doing.
Tell me what you have been holding back.
Nothing. My shame was my secret. That's the only reason I used the passage. I only wanted to look, just to help me.
God's death, you have led me a dance. I thought you the killer.
I beg you, sir, do not use what I have done. Do not let my sins cause the end of Scarnsea.
Such solitary vice is not even enough to justify prosecuting you. If this house closes, it will be for other reasons.
Look out!
Brother Gabriel saved my life, but lost his. He shoved me violently in the chest, and I fell backwards. Then, from above, a great figure of stone landed where I'd been standing, and smashed Gabriel to the earth.
Get away from the wall!
I did as Mark said. Just as the plinth the statue had stood on plummeted 50 feet and hit the ground where I lay.
Up there. There's a man on the walkway.
We took the stairs on either side of the rude screen and climbed towards the roof. The stairs led onto a narrow platform running around the interior of the church. It was no more than 3 feet wide, and only an iron rail separated me from the drop.
Can you see him?
No.
There's no other way down.
It's so dark up here.
Sir, the statue.
Behind me, one of the statues moved, and the figure of a man in a Benedictine habit clambered away over the rail and onto the walkway.
Stop! Don't let him get away!
But he was gone. I gathered the senior obedientiaries. They all could account for themselves. Brother Guy was studying alone in his dispensary. Prior Mortimus had been alone in his office. Brother Edwig said 2 assistants would verify he'd been in the counting-house, and Abbot Fabian had been giving his steward instructions.
Sir, I thought you knew Gabriel was the killer.
I was mistaken. He had no secrets after all.
No one knew we were going into the church.
And where we stopped was an accident.
So the killer just took the opportunity?
Maybe. Listen, I'm going to London with the sword and to report to Lord Cromwell.
We're snowed in, sir.
The gatekeeper tells me that boats go through the channel, in the marsh and out to the open sea. I will journey that way. I want you to go to Justice Coppinger and see if he confirms the wrongdoings over land sales. And Mark, while I'm gone, I want you to move to the abbot's house.
You want me away from Alice?
I want you safe away from the precincts. And yes, I have spoken to her. I have told her that involvement with you could damage your prospects.
You have no right, sir. I have the right to decide my own path.
No, Mark, you do not. You have obligations to your family and your future. I'm ordering you to move to the abbot's house.
I have seen you look lustfully after Alice.
I control myself.
You have no choice.
I should kick you out on the road for that. Are you going to do as I say?
I will do all I can to help you catch the man who has killed these people.
I travelled north over leaden waves. After 2 nights at sea, the great spire of St. Paul's and the huddle of 10,000 white-covered roofs came into view. I knew the tower armourer, Old Noll. I laid the sword before him.
Where'd you get this, Master Shardlake?
In a monastery fish pond. Do you know who made it?
Yes. He's been dead these 18 months. J.S. John Smeaton. Mark Smeaton's father.
God's flesh.
He'd have made this sword to gain entry to the guild. 1507. That'd be about right.
He was a sword maker here in London?
He had a small works over at Whitechapel.
And he died?
He had a seizure 2 days after his son's execution.
I need to find out who the sword passed to.
He lived above the shop. The new owners will be there.
I will go there. After I see Lord Cromwell.
I had expected to hear from you sooner. 9 days. And the business isn't settled yet, I can tell by your look. God's blood, do you wear a weapon in my presence?
No, my lord. It is a piece of evidence.
I laid the sword on the table and told him all that had happened. The deaths of Simon and Gabriel, the discovery of Orphan Stonegarden's body, the abbot's offer of surrender, and my suspicions about the land sales, and finally Brother Jerome's letter, which I passed to him.
These deaths unsolved worry me. They must not come out now. I don't want my other negotiations upset. Lewis Priory is about to surrender.
Oh, they are giving in?
The surrender will be signed this week. Norfolk and I are going to divide their lands between us. The king has agreed in principle.
That must be a goodly parcel, sir.
You seek to distract me? Mark Smeaton. I didn't think he was one to cause trouble from beyond the grave.
There must be a connection between the killings and Smeaton.
I can see one. A connection to Singleton's death, anyway. Revenge. This is not to be repeated to anyone.
On my honour.
When the king turned against Anne Boleyn last year, I had to act quickly. I'd been associated with her from the beginning, and the papist faction would have worked my fall with hers. The king was starting to listen to them, so it had to be me that rid the king of her. Do you see?
Yes, I see.
I persuaded him she was adulterous, and that meant she could be executed for treason without her religion coming into it. but there would have to be evidence and a public trial. Alleging the Queen had bedded with someone of humble origins would be particularly shocking to the public. I took some of my most trusted men and assigned to each a friend of hers whom I had chosen: Norris, Weston, Brereton, her brother Rochford, and Smeaton. Their task was to get either a confession or something that could be made to look like evidence that they had lain with her. I assigned Singleton to deal with Mark Smeaton.
He made up a case against him.
Smeaton looked to be the easiest one to force into a confession. He was just a boy. Singleton called him a silly creature, a lamb to be led to the slaughter. So it proved. He confessed to adultery after a session on the Tower Rack. The same one I used on that Carthusian, Jerome, who indeed must have met him because all he reported Smeaton saying was true. One of the visitors the Carthusian saw coming to the cell that night would have been Singleton himself. I sent him to make sure that in his speech from the scaffold the boy did not retract his confession.
So what people said was true? Queen Anne and those accused with her were innocent?
Of course they were innocent. No one may say so, but the whole world knows it. The juries at the trial knew. Even the king half knew, though he couldn't admit it to himself and irk his fine conscience.
I believe the charges were true. So many times I have said so.
Best to do what most people did on that subject and keep a closed mouth.
Perhaps I did know, deep down. In some part of me God has not reached.
You are irritating me now.
Singleton was killed for revenge. Someone killed him in the same manner Anne Boleyn was executed. Smeaton had 2 visitors, as well as the priest. Singleton was one. Who was the other?
I'll have Singleton's case papers looked at, see what they say about Smeaton's family.
Yes, my lord.
And Matthew, make sure you find the murderer. I have kept this from the king too long. When I tell him, I must have the killer's name to give him. And don't fail me this time. I have it in my power to build up a lawyer's business, but I can also ruin it.
It was a long ride in the bitter cold, from the opulence of Westminster to Whitechapel, a fast-growing area filled with the wattle and daub hovels of the poor. I tied the nag to a post and rapped on the flimsy wooden door. Inside it was cold. A few battered chairs and straw mattresses on the floor. There was a sick child in the house called Fear God. The other children were Zealous, Perseverance and Duty, named by the family's vicar, who said it would help the children in the world now. Their father told me that when they'd moved in 18 months ago, there was a pile of Master Smeaton's belongings, some clothes, a silver cup and the sword. He said an old woman from the country somewhere had come to collect them, John Smeaton's sister, a little fat woman past 50. But he couldn't remember the name. I gave the family the contents of my purse, but the pitiful scene haunted me, and I let the horse wander as I turned my thoughts to what I'd found. It made no sense. There were no women over 50 at the monastery, and the only one in Scarnsea who answered the man's description was the overseer at the poorhouse, Goodwife Stump. But she couldn't have dealt the blow that killed Commissioner Singleton. At the riverside, in a street of storehouses, an unearthly sound came from one of the wooden buildings. I tied up the horse and went to the door. The smell was overpowering as I looked in. There were hundreds of birds in great iron cages, all in the most miserable state. Their wings were cut and the mutilated ends covered with raw sores. They shrieked harsh, piteous cries. I heard words in Latin, in English. One called out a fair wind over and again, while another answered, Maria Mater Dolorosa, in the accent of a Devon man.
What's your business here?
You made me start.
If you've come to trade, you should go to Master Hull's rooms.
No, I was passing and I heard the noise. What is this?
Tower of Babel, eh, sir? Voices possessed by the spirit and speaking in tongues. Nay, sir, just more of these birds the gentry all want now for playthings.
I rode back under the city wall and entered a church. I sat down. I had a sudden sick feeling that our revolution would do no more than change starveling children's names from those of the saints to fear God and zealous. I thought of Cromwell's casual mention of creating faked evidence to hound innocent people to death, and of Mark's talk of the greedy suitors come to augmentations for grants of monastic lands. This new world was no Christian commonwealth. It never would be.
God's bones, no.
It was no better than the old, no less ruled by power and vanity. I thought of the gaudy, hobbled birds shrieking mindlessly at each other, and it seemed to me like an image of the King's Court itself, where papists and reformers fluttered and gabbled, struggling for power. In my wilful blindness, I had refused to see what was before my eyes. And then I realized that blinkered thinking of another sort had blinded me to what had happened at Scarnsea. I returned to the tower and found the jailer in charge of the dungeons.
I need information about a prisoner who was here 18 months ago. Mark Smeaton.
I haven't forgot that time, sir. What do you want to know?
Is there a record of Smeaton's visitors?
Oh, yes, sir. Everything's recorded nowadays at least twice. This is the logbook.
May 1536.
The 16th, I remember. There we are.
His visitors.
There's Singleton, brought in at 6. Another marked relative at 7, and then the priest at 8. That's Brother Martin come to confess him before his execution.
The relative? There is no name for the relative?
No, sir. I don't know why. I'm sorry, sir. We were so busy at that time, sir. I don't know.
It's all right, it's all right. I need you to remember. Tell me what you remembered. Anything. Any little thing about the person that visited Mark Smeaton the night before he died.
She said she was his cousin.
She?
Yes, sir.
Can you describe her to me?
The boat made swift progress back to Scarnsea. At the monastery there was a letter from Justice Coppinger on my bed. It confirmed that there had been illegal, hidden land sales, but that all dealings the local landowners had were with Brother Edwig the Bursar, not the abbot. I ordered Edwig's arrest. I called for Mark, but he was not to be found, and I walked quietly down the corridor to her room.
Sir!
You are packing, Alice? You intend to travel? Well? You do not answer me. Alice Futura, whose mother's maiden name was Smeaton. I would give my right hand for this not to be true. I must arrest you in the King's name for the foul murder of his commissioner, Robin Singleton.
It was no murder. I did him justice.
To you it must seem so. I am right then. Mark Smeaton was your cousin.
More than that. We were lovers.
What?
His father, my mother's brother, left for London when he was a boy. My mother never forgave her brother for leaving the family. But when the man I was to marry died, I went to London to claim kin, for all she tried to stop me. There was no work here.
And they took you in?
John Smeaton and his wife were good people. They welcomed me into their house and helped me to a position with the London apothecary. That was 4 years ago. Mark was already a court musician then. But you must know all this, Commissioner.
I knew nothing for certain till London. The sword led me to John Smeaton. No wonder you pleaded with me not to go to London. I have turned over the name of everyone in this house, wondering who could have the skill and strength to kill Singleton. I assumed a man had done it. But it was you.
Yes, it was. My uncle taught me about swords. Balance, steps, angles of force.
I know what was done to Mark Smeaton. It was a wicked, cruel thing.
Then let me go. You are not a brute like Singleton and Cromwell's other men. I have only done justice. Please, let me go.
I can't.
I dreamed of killing him so many times. And then he turned up here. There had to be justice.
It was still murder.
There was so much blood. I hoped it would wash away my anger, but it has not. I still see my cousin's face in dreams. Mark! Oh, thank God you're here.
No noise, sir, or the knife will cut your throat. Over here now.
I thought you'd never come.
I've been hunting Edwig. Sit down here.
You know what she's done?
She told me when we first lay together.
There's no escape now. Not in England.
We shall not be in England. A boat waits on the river to take us to France.
The smugglers?
Yes.
They have no love of English reformers in France.
I am no reformer. I never have been. Least of all when I learned how Cromwell works.
You are a traitor. False to your king and false to me, who treated you like a son.
I am no son to you, sir. I have never agreed with your religion.
No?
You would have realised that if you had ever really listened to what I said.
I have, Mark.
Instead of treating me as a sounding board for your own opinions.
I have not deserved this of you.
Who knows what anyone deserves? There is no justice or order in this world, as you would see if you were not blind.
Please, take the knife away from my throat.
Be quiet.
Have you become a papist, then? What do you think of this woman's desecration of her church? She laid a slain cockerel on the altar to confuse the truth.
He speaks of truth. He who is blind as a newborn kitten.
And what now? Is this my death?
I would not do that, sir. Not unless you make me. We can tie him up and gag him. Put him in your cupboard. They will find him in the morning.
By then we'll be at sea.
Mark, listen to me. You are forgetting Brother Gabriel, Simon Wellplay, and Orphan Stonegarden.
I had nothing to do with their deaths.
No. It was Edwig. He sold lands and has £1,000 hidden somewhere. He will be on that boat with you, with his pestiferous gold.
He killed Orphan?
Yes. He had a history of troubling women. And he killed Simon Wellplay because he feared the novice would tell me what had happened before. And Gabriel. He killed Gabriel.
He's right, Alice. We cannot allow Edwig to go free.
They'll hang me. Or burn me. We can tell them not to wait for Edwig.
That's right. We'll tell them what he is. They will not want to wait on a murderer.
When they have one on board already.
Enough!
Mark, Edwig will still be at large.
It is you who must catch him, sir. I am sorry.
We must go now. The tide will be turning. We still have time to get across the marsh.
You can't go across there.
We are.
Have you not seen the weather? The marsh will be naught but liquid mud. There's a heavy mist coming down. You will never make it.
Silence now.
You must believe me.
I know the paths well. I can find my way.
Mark, in God's name, look at her face. She's not sure. You will go to your deaths.
She knows the way. And does death not wait for us here?
Let her escape. Let her go now and take her chance where she will. I will say nothing of your involvement, I swear. God's death, I'm telling you I will be an accomplice after the fact. I'll put my own life at risk for you both. But don't go out on that marsh.
Don't leave me, Mark. I can get us through.
You can't. You haven't seen what it's like out there.
We must bind you now, sir. I will try not to hurt you. Alice, where is your night shift? Lie on your front, sir.
Mark, for pity's sake! Mark! Don't go out there!
Open the cupboard door. Wait. His back troubles him. Give me the pillow. It'll support your back. I am sorry.
I wanted to vomit, but I knew I'd choke. With Mark and Alice gone, I spent 11 hours of the night in the cold, thick darkness of the cupboard, the bonds chafing at my wrists, before help came in the shape of Brother Guy. I told him all, that Alice was Singleton's murderer, that Edwig was the killer of Gabriel, Simon and Orphan Stonegarden, and that he'd stolen a fortune in gold.
What has this house become that it has nourished two murderers?
I need to go to the marsh, brother.
You need care and rest.
You will help me.
You are hurt.
I need to see whether Mark or Alice could have got away.
Here, sir. Take my arm.
Alice would not have been a murderess but for the times we live in. And Edwig would never have got away with his fraud had things been more stable. What a country England has become. And I have been part of it.
Abbot Fabian collapsed last night, after you ordered Edwig's arrest.
He was never capable of dealing with this. Edwig took his seal and used it on the land deals without his knowledge. As I feared, the melting snow has covered the marsh in water.
Look, 2 pairs of footprints, down the bank. See, floating there.
What is it?
It's one of the little candle holders from the infirmary. They must have been carrying it.
Oh, God.
Requiem aeternum dona eis, Domine. Et lux perpetua luceat eis. Requiescant in pace.
Thank you, brother.
Eat, Commissioner, and drink. You are still in agony.
Of the heart.
Commissioner! Sir, we have found...
Hedwig?
No, sir. It's Brother Jerome. You should come and see. He is in the church.
What a stink!
I found him half an hour ago. He'd crawled under the plinth and pulled the crutches in front to hide himself. He must have been hiding here for days.
Is that the relic he has?
The hand of the penitent thief.
Brother, was it you that took the relic?
It is so dear to us, to the church. It has cured so many people. Yes, I took it.
In the confusion after Singleton was killed.
I hid it under here to save it. I know what Cromwell will do. He will destroy this holy thing, which God gave as a sign of his forgiveness.
Come, Jerome. It is all over. Leave it and come with me. Come on, up. There we are. I will take him to his cell. Come, brother.
I peered at the richly decorated casket. Through the glass I made out a hand, skewered by the wrist, to a piece of ancient black wood with a broad-headed nail, lying on a cushion of purple velvet. Could it truly be the hand of the thief who had died with Christ, accepted him on the cross? I touched the glass, with a second's mad hope that the pains I felt in every joint might vanish, my hump disappear, and my back become whole and normal. but there was nothing. Then I saw a tiny flash of bright gold descending through the air.
A gold coin. He's up there.
The workman's basket was gone. It had been pulled up into the bell tower.
Brother Edwig! I know!
I reached the room where the bell ropes were, and there was no one there. But I saw gold coins on the steps leading to the bell room.
You are discovered, Brother Edwig. I arrest you in the King's name for theft and murder.
He was at the other end, behind the bells. He stepped out, and I saw he had 2 big leather panniers tied together with a thick rope around his neck. The chink of metal sounded from them as he moved. He brandished an unlit wooden torch in his right hand.
What was the plan, brother? Take the money from the sales and flee to a new life in France?
No! This is my fee to enter heaven.
What?
She refused me and refused me. And then the devil filled my soul with anger, and I killed her. Do you know how easy it is to kill someone, Commissioner? I saw too much killing as a child. It opened the door to the devil. Always he fills my mind with dreams of blood.
You'll find it hard to persuade a jury of that.
Pox on your juries! The Pope, who is God's vicar on earth, allows the purchase of redemption from sins. God figures our souls in heaven, the credit balance and the debit, and I will make him such a gift. He will take me to his right hand.
Brother Edwig!
I am taking almost £1,000 to the church in France. £1,000 from the hands of your heretic king.
Will it buy forgiveness for Simon and Gabriel too?
Well played, guessed what I did to the girl, and would have told you, and you should have died instead of Gabriel, you crow!
He ran at me with the torch in both hands. The heavy panniers slowed him, or he would have had me. I raised my staff, but he knocked it from my hand. He advanced, swinging the torch, and I backed up against the low railing separating me from the bells and the great drop below. I saw those wicked eyes, calculating the distance between us and the height of the rail.
Where's your boy? Not here to protect you?
Let go of me.
I still relive that fall in my dreams. The sensation of twisting as I fell. My hands slapped against the side of a bell, and I threw my arms around it, grinding my fingernails into the ornate design on the surface. But my hands were slick with sweat, and I felt myself slipping. Then my foot found the maker's plaque of the old bell, and I came to rest. I clung on desperately. The bell began to move. My weight was causing it to swing outwards. Edwig was taking off his panniers and picking up spilled coins. Down below, faint voices echoed up. The bell vibrated, and I felt my fingers slipping. I let my hands fall apart and twisted in the air. Using my foot as leverage against the plaque, I flung myself outwards towards the rail, commending my soul to God. I hit the rail with my midriff, knocking the breath from my body, and I was lying on the floor. Edwig was off in an instant, grabbing for his panniers and running for the door. I threw myself at him. I thrust him off, but he was thrown off balance by the weight of the bags. He staggered and came up against the rail. The bags fell over the edge, and with a cry he leaned over and snatched at the rope holding them together. His habit billowed out around him as he spun to earth in a shower of coins from the panniers. From where I was, to my disgust, I saw monks and servants get on their hands and knees in blood and gold,
and scrabble on the floor, grabbing up handfuls of coins. Three months later, I returned to the monastery. It was to be razed to the ground. Cromwell's favour was withdrawn from me, but still he ordered me to Scarnsea to supervise the process. All furnishings to be stripped, books to be burnt. They were instruments of papist worship. All gold and silver to the Tower Mint for melting down. Scarnsea looked a place of desolation and destruction.
I am glad to see you, Commissioner.
Brother Guy, for a moment I thought you were a ghost.
In a way, I am. I wanted to thank you for my pension. I imagine it was you who saw I was given an increased personal allowance.
Oh, you were elected abbot when Fabian was declared incapable. You are entitled, even if you only hold the post a few weeks.
You are my friend, I think.
I am. Believe me, being sent back here is no pleasure to me. I have no more wish to be a commissioner. They come to me in dreams, Mark and Alice. I see them struggling in the water, sinking down, crying for help. I wake up shouting at times. In different ways, I love them both.
I have thought hard about whether to show this to you. I wondered if it might hurt you less not to see.
What is it?
It appeared on my desk in my dispensary a month ago. It is from her, but she says it is written by him.
I send this by a man of the town who comes sometimes to France. I pray you to forgive me for writing to you. Mark and I are safe in France, I will not say where. I do not know how we came through the mire that night. Once Mark fell in and I had to haul him out, but we reached the boat. We were married last month. Mark knows some French and improves so fast. We hope he may obtain a clerkly post in this little town. We are happy, and I begin to feel a peace I have not had since my cousin died. Though whether the world will allow us to rest in these times, I do not know. There is no reason, sir, why you should care for any of this. But I wished you to know it was a bitter thing for me to have to deceive you, who protected me and taught me so much. I regret it. Although I do not regret I killed that man. He deserved to die. I do not know where you will go in the world, but I beg our Lord Jesus Christ to watch over and protect you, sir.
They do not mention me at all.
It was from her to me. They were not to know I would see you again.
So they are alive and safe, Oxon. Perhaps now my dreams will stop. She is right. There is nowhere safe in the world now. Nothing certain. The Bible says God made man in his image. But I think we make and remake him in whatever image happens to suit our shifting needs. I wonder if he knows or cares. All is dissolving, Brother Guy. All is dissolution.